everybody, we are here today at one of our newest entrepreneurs and businesses in Scott County and a new resident. We'll get more about that in just a minute, but we are very honored to be here with Jim Ramsey, owner of Critters Feed and Supply.
Yep.
Here in the Oneida Plaza, or as we all know it as the Walmart Plaza. He's in the little nook beside Shoe Show and the cell phone store right here, and so he's in between here. But Jim, thank you for doing this interview with us.
Thanks.
So tell us about your store and tell us when we're talking Critters, well, first of all, how long have you been open?
Officially opened the door the Saturday before Christmas.
Saturday before Christmas, and I know you did a lot of research about when you considered opening a pet store or the supply store and all, and that really played in a huge part. I mean, like, you did your homework, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Anytime you open a business, you've got to do homework.
I will tell you all that Jim is a new resident, and
Yep.
I am going to hit on that because I want to piggyback. Where are you from, Jim? He
Calif-
doesn't like saying it.
California.
California, and why? Everybody asks that burning question. I know you get that asked probably 100,000 times every time that somebody finds out you're not from Scott County.
Yeah.
Why did you pick Scott County?
I found a house that I liked. Found a house online that I liked, and it just happened to be in Scott County.
Was your original search more the East Tennessee area, or?
It was East Tennessee. Well, it was Wyoming, Texas, and Tennessee. Wyoming, I couldn't find anything that I liked. Texas, I figured out was too hot, so I started looking seriously in Tennessee, and I looked from like Nashville west, and just East Tennessee seemed to fit me more.
Fit. And he's right. Texas is hot, but of course you've landed right in here with the rain season for us, and we do have a little bit of quirky weather here, don't we? That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So now, how long have you lived in Scott County?
It was a year ago last December when I officially moved here.
It's already been a year. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
And I know that our time, I got to meet you many months ago as you were coming into the Chamber of Commerce, asking questions because you were starting that homework about opening this business.
Yeah.
Was this always something you thought about doing, or just kind of what led you into this?
Never in a million years. Laziness was more. I got tired of driving to Knoxville for decent dog food and chicken feed. So I got talking to the manufacturer of the chicken feed, and comes to find out nobody within about a 50-mile radius sells combat chicken feed or combat feed in general. And then for the decent dog food, I knew I could get better quality food for about the same price that I was paying at Tractor Supply. So it was just kind of, okay, do I want to keep driving an hour each way to go buy food in Knoxville, a couple times a month? Or do I just, if I'm tired of it, others have to be tired of it, so let's give some people options.
And that is not your background, because
No.
your background is in
Cybersecurity.
cybersecurity, folks. And so now you're here full time in your
Yep.
own business.
Yep.
Did you see yourself? I mean, seriously, did you think
Nope.
this was going to be? You already said no, but
Yeah. No, this
literally.
was not on the plan.
But in saying that, when Jim started coming into the chamber many months ago, he was on the pursuit, and you really did do your research before you opened this business.
I was thinking about it for about 6 months before I started talking to you, and then it was about another 3 months before when I started talking to you. It was about another 3 months after when I opened my doors.
And I know that you're constantly on the search for the new products that are good and healthy. I
Yep.
know that you go out, you travel some to shows, and
I do hit shows occasionally. I was at one in March. There's another one in August. I don't know if I'm going to make it or not.
I'm just trying to get that education.
Yeah.
So when we're saying critters, what are the things that you sell in your store?
Pretty much for anything. Dogs, cats, snakes, lizards, ferrets, chickens, cows, you name it, I can get it. I'm kind of focusing on dog, cats, and chickens. I do have frozen mice for snakes, chicken feed, game bird feed. I do have some cattle feed, but if what I have they don't want or they don't like, I can order.
Okay, so you can do special orders.
I do a lot of special orders for people.
And what's the turnaround time for that usually?
Usually about a week.
About a week, which is really comparable and fair considering all things. Yeah.
Yeah, I put an order in today. I should have it on Friday.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So now I know that you talked about long range plans that maybe you'll have some spots open like for a potential groomer or what? Tell us about your long range thoughts.
I'm actually getting ready to open a self grooming.
Self grooming.
I'm looking for an attorney right now to write up a release agreement to kind of keep me covered. But I've got all the equipment here. I've got it set up. I've got instructions. I've got pretty much everything except for that release agreement.
So that's going to be an option. And like, how accessible is your store? What are your business hours?
I'm closed on Wednesdays. Then I'm open 9 to 6 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or I'm sorry, 9 to 6 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then 10 to 4 on Sundays.
So you are literally, and that is so common. I mean, every business has to have a day,
Yeah.
a business owner, especially when they're working their own business, to have a day to get their things done at home,
Yeah.
to get kind of regroup and all that. What do you feel like, I mean, when you look at your store, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, I'm really impressed with it and everything. What do you feel like is, like when you look at it, you say this is what I saw, or do you just keep dreaming and thinking this is where I'm going?
I just keep looking and saying, this is where I'm going. It's like, oh, here's something new and cool. Let's figure out where to put it.
Cool. And what is the one thing, if you could add right now, not saying you will, but like your dream, like you definitely want to add that to the store?
I would have to go to a much larger store or a much larger area. I'd like to get like daycare, boarding.
Oh, to go the whole works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So see, that's the potential here. And one of the things that I have been impressed most about the newcomers that are moving into Scott County, and this kind of goes back, but you understand that now, is each of you that are moving in really have a passion to shop local as much as you possibly can. I know that you sometimes can't get everything in Scott County, but that is one of the main questions that I get constantly asked is, where do I find this locally? That's the question.
Yeah.
And now as a business owner, you truly understand and value that, don't you? You're dedicated to that. And are you seeing a lot of, like, I know that you've got you got new neighbors over here at Factory Connection who has joined the chamber, and I know they're getting ready for the big ribbon cutting. And I asked you this a little earlier, but have you seen a lot more foot traffic come in since they've opened up? I've seen
a little bit more.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's the wives going to shopping over there, the husband's coming over here to see what this place is.
Yeah, exactly. And I know, like for me, I'm a pet owner and I have a rescue pet, but like you can literally walk in here and say, I don't really have a clue what I'm doing, help me figure this out.
Yep.
And you just kind of walk through and you kind of learn together. If you don't know it, you'll research it and kind of figure it out.
That's one of the main things. That's one of the best things that I was able to do, is set up a network where I can actually ask questions and get answers. I know very little about the livestock side, but I know I can go to my supplier and ask questions, and he'll pull in the vets and the nutritionists to answer the questions for me.
And that's one thing that I really do feel like when you told me that, this was where you were headed, I felt so confident about you opening this store because I knew you would do the research. And
Yeah.
I know that a lot of times we get excited when we want to open businesses, and maybe it's a little out of our wheelhouse. We have a great idea, but sometimes jumping in. But I knew you had done your research.
Yeah.
I knew you had a backup plan to stay educated.
Yep.
And a constant plan in place. So that's exciting to see.
Yeah. And that kind of ties into the whole IT background, where you've constantly have to stay up, on technologies that are changing, every 3 months.
And so you actually, it doesn't bother you at all to do the research.
No.
That's just what you're used to in your background.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Do you see yourself going back to your daytime job, which, and one day, or do you just love this now?
Absolute worst case scenario, yeah, I would go back. But when the company that I was working for shut down back in March, it was just kind of, I took some time and figured out, it's like, you know what, I'm just done. I've been working in IT since 1989. I built some of the first .coms. I was one of the first people to put real estate up on the internet. I've ridden the waves. I've gone through it all. And I'm just tired. I'm burnt out. So this has been a great change.
And you can't see the actual, as Jim calls it, the face of the store, but the mascot is over there conked out, and she is not going to wake up. And her name is
Panda.
Panda. And if you come in, you'll get to meet Panda, but you'll probably have to look over the counter because Panda's going to be asleep. And she snores. So that's, the true mascot of Critters Feed and Supply, and probably y'all, the one that's actually running it and calling the shots here.
Oh yeah, I'm well trained.
So I do want to just say thank you, first of all, and you know this because you and I feel like, I've got to know you a little bit through, you asking questions and stuff. But, sometimes when people move in, we get a little scared because it's newcomers coming in,
Yeah.
and we don't know, because change is hard. But you have been such a welcome blessing to our community, and the fact that you just immediately stepped in and said, you know what, I live here now, this is my home, and I want to make it better. I want to make it more accessible for the people that do live here. I know that you took a big risk opening a small business. You took your savings and made that big investment.
Yeah.
And, you went out on that limb, but thank you for investing in Scott County. And I appreciate, even though you didn't mean to choose us, you chose us to move here. And I look forward to all the great things the store is going to do and be. And hopefully we'll be looking for you, not to get you out of the shopping center, but you've grown so much, we have to find you a building.
That would be nice.
Yeah, because we can definitely put somebody in here for sure. I mean, there's businesses starting up, but this does seem like a perfect space for you right now.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything you want to add or
No,
say?
I mean, just thanks to all my customers that have come in. I'm growing a little bit every month, and it's all because of them.